So I'm here at Top of the Bay with executive chef Stephen Daniello, and it is truly not only one of the most elegant restaurants on the island, but one of the most elegant restaurants around. It's so beautiful. Congratulations. I love this restaurant. And tell us a little bit about how Top of the Bay came about.
Well, Top of the Bay came about 40 years ago, and it started out as a piano bar. It was not a restaurant. It wasn't a restaurant until like 1973, when a woman by the name of Amelia took it over and put a little kitchen and a dumbwaiter in the bottom, and then Top of the Bay was born.
What's changed since you've been here?
And lots has changed. Restaurants are starting to come back. Many years ago, it was family-owned. Chefs were part of the business, and the food and the restaurants were thriving. Somewhere along the line, it took a dip. So now the restaurants have started to come back. Chefs are starting to pop up, and things are changing. More of a dining for New York.
What do you think the challenges and advantages to having a beautiful sort of fine dining restaurant in a small resort community are?
There are a lot of challenges. Not only our accessibility for food, there's always a demand for perfection and things that you can find in large cities. You know, the crowd's coming here expecting things, and we have to perform. We're on stage at all times, so it's quite challenging.
And as executive chef, how do you choose like what the menu is and decide? Does the menu vary at all, or do you sort of like set it for the season and sort of have standards? And
the menu changes 4 times a season.
Oh wow!
Yes, speaking of challenges. People are bored. They get bored. It's the same people. We have share owners, trippers, vacationers. So it changes 4 times a summer, and I do a lot of Cajun, seafood, Mediterranean, Italian, French, so I kind of mix it all up.
And tell us a little bit about your background. Like, I know you've sort of been all over the place, so give us a little sort of brief history of Stephen.
Okay. Well, originally I wanted to be an architect or an airline pilot.
Well,
and
now you're an executive chef. That makes sense.
No, I started in a bakery, a little hometown bakery, and there were restaurants and hotels booming, so I was working in them just to pay for a car, and somebody said, you have a natural ability. So I started working with it. Went to the Culinary Institute of America 3 years after graduating from high school. Everything just started taking off and moving forward.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here.
Beautiful island paradise. Do you just love being out here?
I do, and I just mentioned on Facebook the other day, I love living and working out here because I get to mix my job with my social life, and it makes for a perfect, you know, there's no cars.
No cars.
No traffic. And what it is what it is. You have a bad day, you go to the beach.
Exactly. What is it that you hope, as sort of the proprietor of this beautiful restaurant, like what is your sort of goal for people to, their takeaway from Top of the Bay?
Well, first of all, that they've had a great dining experience, that they want to return, that they will talk about it. And it remains part of history because, like I said, Top of the Bay began about 40 years ago, and you knew about the Monster here in Cherry Grove.
Yes, of course.
So that was a legendary restaurant. So I guess, you know, to keep it part of history, and that it's constantly always compared to the Monster, which it has been in several articles. So that's a good feeling and an achievement for me.
Well, that's awesome, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit and chat with us. And
thank you.